Welcome to the Shrimpy YouTube channel, a place where you can learn everything about the disruptive sector of cryptocurrencies and finally start building your blockchain education. In today's video, we'll take a look at decentralized oracles and find out why they have immense importance for the crypto revolution. The blockchain industry faces the same interoperability issues today that the IT sector once had decades ago. Networks are incapable of connecting with each other, which leaves plenty of room for a bad user experience. On top of that, blockchains can't be directly connected with legacy systems of the financial world, which significantly limits their usability and adoption rate. Experts refer to this limitation as the oracle problem. Without any way to send data or pull data from external systems that are built outside the blockchain industry, digital ledgers are isolated, much like a computer without an internet connection. Considering that a majority of smart contract use cases rely on interacting with the real world, the oracle problem is a much more serious problem than anyone can imagine. To solve this, blockchain developers have created oracles, but not just any kind of oracles. In this case, we're talking about decentralized oracles. You most likely haven't heard about the oracle problem before. How do we know? We already know that blockchain literature is poorly distributed, and most learning material is awfully difficult to understand. Because of that, Shrimpy has decided to build a Library of Alexandria for the blockchain industry, the Shrimpy Academy. Shrimpy Academy is an educational portal that publishes absolutely everything needed to know to become a crypto expert. We offer simple and straightforward articles that delve deep into complex topics without leaving you confused at the end. Don't believe us? Check it out for yourself by visiting our new website at academy.shrimpy.io. We determined that blockchain use cases, especially those relying on smart contracts, require a connection with the outside world. For example, financial smart contracts must have access to market information to determine settlements. A blockchain-based smart city would need to connect smart contracts and a lot of data to regulate renting agreements. The list goes on. In these cases, there is no link connecting a blockchain infrastructure with regular IT infrastructure. For us to bridge the gap and connect the two, we need a middleware service, a piece of technology that connects on-chain and off-chain systems. We call this piece of middleware a blockchain oracle. Oracles may be complex in nature, but they only serve one purpose: facilitate a connection between blockchains and centralized systems. All oracles need to offer a specific list of features in order to make that possible, and the most important ones are listen. Listen is a function that allows oracles to monitor blockchain networks and check for incoming user requests or off-chain data. Extract. Extract is a feature with which oracles fetch data from external systems. Broadcast. Broadcast is the ability to sign and share transactions on a blockchain in order to send data to a smart contract. For an oracle to work, it must serve both on-chain and off-chain systems simultaneously. While one listens, establishes connections, broadcasts data, and extracts information from networks, the other processes requests, retrieves data, and sends blockchain data to off-chain systems. Now, if oracles are so crucial for interoperability, why weren't they developed years ago? As always, the problem begins with centralization. Until 2017, most oracles or oracle prototypes were centralized in nature, due to the fact that the bread and butter of smart contracts are deterministic transactions, meaning a transaction that can be verified by all nodes. It was very unreliable for networks like Ethereum to run these oracles. A centralized oracle is similar to an enterprise data, and if we were to use it, blockchains would lose their decentralization the moment they interact with an off-chain system. Since we don't want to ruin a fundamental blockchain feature by introducing a middleware that has the complete opposite format, developers have worked on decentralized oracles instead. The premise of such an oracle is to not rely on a single source. Instead, we improve data authenticity and quality by designing them in such a way that they aggregate data from multiple external sources. So why do decentralized oracles matter? A liquidation cascade on lending protocol Compound dating to November 2020 is a fairly good example of why having multiple sources of data matters. Compound allows its users to borrow and lend funds. Borrowing requires collateral, and if not enough collateral is provided, the borrower's assets are liquidated. DAI is a stable coin that is popularly used for loans, and on one particular day, the token's price suddenly increased by 30% on Coinbase Pro. Compound's price oracle at the time sourced prices solely from Coinbase Pro, and since the price surged, borrowers found themselves with under-collateralized loans which were quickly liquidated. The protocol had a total of $88.4 million in liquidations that day. Not to mention DeFi project DYDX also suffered as a result, but only lost $8 million. As we see, crypto investors lost a total of $96.4 million because of a rookie mistake. If Compound used a decentralized oracle that fetched data from multiple sources and aggregated it, the lending protocol wouldn't have registered DAI's price increase. Without oracles, blockchains would have a limited reach. The decentralized networks of today would be like a computer or smartphone without an internet connection. With that level of isolation, we can't imagine blockchain technology being useful to anyone apart from its existing community. Decentralized oracles have saved the day by providing a reliable and trustless connection between on-chain and off-chain systems. Not only do they bridge the gap between legacy and new ledger systems, but they also allow the connection to follow the core ethos of blockchain technology. Oracles are more important than ever, especially now that absolutely all DeFi projects rely on their use to fetch price data, establish settlements, and make it possible for investors to trade assets without using a traditional exchange. Some say that DeFi wouldn't hold its $75 billion value if it were not for oracles. And the fact that decentralized finance became a thing only after oracle providers like Chainlink matured is enough of a testimony to make us believe that. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button to join our online crypto community. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Shrimpy App and on our blog at blog.shrimpy.io. And don't forget to head to the link in the description box to get free access to our Mastering DeFi ebook.